Lecture 6, Chronography and Tension, Pacing Through Deliberate Sequence Reversal. We've spent the last few sessions building the functional spine of narrative, the cycle of lack, donor, struggle, and liquidation. But a spine is rigid. What brings that structure to life, what makes a story feel fast or slow, effortless or grueling, is the mastery of pacing. Pacing isn't just about how many words per minute you write, it's about the strategic arrangement of success and failure. Today we delve into the art of chronography, the mapping of narrative time. This is the writer's secret weapon, the functional tool that allows us to decelerate a moment of high tension or accelerate through a necessary, but less interesting, functional step. Our central focus, however, is on the most powerful tool for emotional engagement, the intentional use of the Brahmandian failure path, Path B, to engineer a major structural reversal, specifically, the all is lost moment. This is the deliberate downturn that proves the hero's true worth. It's the sequence where the hero is stripped of the very things they earned in the donor process. When this reversal is executed with precise functional justification, it doesn't just create tension. It maximizes the audience's emotional investment, ensuring the eventual victory isn't just a happy ending, but an earned, impactful triumph. Part 1. Chronography and the Illusion of Speed. Chronography, at its simplest, is the study of how narrative time relates to actual time. In a story, one functional action might take 50 pages, a massive struggle, function H, while an entire year might be summarized in a single sentence, the hero's return, function C. The speed of the plot is controlled by how quickly we, the narrators, allow the functional pieces to fall into place. The pacing of success, Path A. When a story is moving quickly, it's usually because the hero is exclusively on Path A, the path of success. The path of success is characterized by an immediate functional transition. Function Z, mediation, is immediately followed by function A, lack. Function TH, donor test, is immediately followed by function D, hero's reaction, which is immediately followed by function E, magical agent provision. In essence, when Path A dominates, the hero is efficient, and the narrative moves forward without friction. This pace is necessary early in a story to establish momentum, or during a rapid chase sequence. However, if Path A continues unchallenged, the audience quickly loses investment. If the hero never fails, the story feels effortless, predictable, and ultimately, boring. The dramatic weight is missing. The pacing of delay, structural weight. To slow the pace and create structural weight, we must introduce functional delay. This is not simply adding filler, but slowing down the transition between two necessary functions. For instance, the transition from magical agent provision, E, to dispatch of the hero, F, should take time. The hero is given the magic sword, but they must first understand the agent, learn how to use it, a minor donor sequence of its own. Overcome internal resistance. The sword might require a spiritual sacrifice, micro-lack A2. Prepare for the journey, gather supplies or allies, a necessary struggle H'. Each of these steps acts as a structural delay. By detailing the hero's preparation and internal conflict, you slow the narrative clock, allowing the audience to absorb the gravity of the mission. The chronography shifts. 10% of the external narrative time, pages, minutes, is spent on this one functional step. The result is that when the hero finally begins the dispatch, F, the action feels earned and heavy with consequence. Part 2. Engineering the structural downturn, Path B. While Path A creates forward momentum, Path B, the path of failure, is the primary tool for creating tension and emotional resonance. Path B is defined not by stopping the story, but by forcing a regressive action, an event that sends the hero back to an earlier unsolved functional state. Bremen's model dictates that any narrative opportunity, a chance to improve or worsen the situation, can result in either a successful outcome, Path A, or a failed outcome, Path B. We, the engineers, must deliberately choose Path B at specific high-leverage points to maximize dramatic effect. The 3 types of functional failure. A successful structural reversal does not involve a random event. It must always be directly related to one of the hero's prior functional achievements or assets. Failure of victory, function I negative. This is the most direct reversal. The hero engages in the struggle, function H, but the sequence ends not in victory, function Y, but in a functional defeat, creating I negative. Functional effect. The original lack, A, is not liquidated. Instead, the hero is injured, captured, or forced into retreat. Regressive action. The hero is sent back to the mediation state, Z, requiring a new call to action, or back to the donor state, TH, realizing they need a better magical agent, E. The tension generated here is derived from the audience realizing the stakes are much higher than they anticipated. The victory they expected was denied, forcing a significant pivot in the plot. Loss of the magical agent, function E loss. This reversal exploits the hero's prior success in the donor sequence. The hero has earned the magical agent, E, but they lose it due to negligence, hubris, or a sudden attack by the villain's functionary, villainy function X. This is often the most personal and painful reversal. Functional effect. The hero retains their knowledge and commitment but loses the tool required to execute the final struggle, H. Regressive action. The hero is immediately sent back to the donor state, E state, forcing them to either undertake a desperate search sequence to recover the lost agent, a new microlac A2, or compelling them to seek an entirely new and often inferior agent. The audience knows how difficult it was to obtain Agent E the first time, amplifying the emotional cost of the loss. Failure of the return, function C negative. This reversal hits just as the hero believes the quest is over. The hero has successfully achieved liquidation, K, and is on the return, function C path, but they are intercepted. Functional effect. The rescued person or the object of the quest, lac K, is lost, stolen, or damaged during the journey home. Regressive action. The hero is sent back to the struggle state, H, requiring a final desperate act of confrontation, often resulting in the introduction of the false hero, function L, as we discussed in the last lecture. The functional requirement here is a sudden, unexpected pursuit, function P1, that the hero fails to evade, P2 negative. The structural beauty of all three reversals is that they are never arbitrary. They must always be the logical consequence of a character or narrative flaw that existed earlier in the story. Comprehension exercise A. Designing a functional failure. Scenario. Your hero, a young magician, has spent the entire second act passing a grueling donor test, TH, to earn the magical agent, E, a powerful staff called the Scepter of Ethel. The hero is highly confident, bordering on arrogant, and has always ignored their mentor's warnings about caution. They are now minutes away from the final struggle, H, against the Shadow Lord. Challenge. Design a major structural reversal by engineering an E loss, loss of magical agent, that maximizes emotional tension and forces the hero into a regressive action. Villain's functional action. What specific action does the Shadow Lord's functionary take to exploit the hero's flaw, arrogance, and execute the E loss? Structural consequence. What is the precise functional state the hero is sent back to, e.g. struggle H without E or donor TH for a lesser E? Emotional impact. How does the sudden loss of the Scepter of Ethel after so much struggle to earn it functionally prepare the hero for the final victory? The lack must strip them of their arrogance. Part 3. The pre-climax crisis. The all is lost moment. The all is lost moment is the pinnacle of the structural reversal. Its dramatic power comes entirely from its precise placement in the narrative chronography. It must occur not in the middle of the story, but at the functional threshold of the climax, the chronographic placement. The ideal placement for the all is lost moment is after the final preparations have been made, F, just before or during the final struggle, H, and before the hero has committed their ultimate resource. The functional sequence of the pre-climax crisis. Function F, dispatch. The hero is fully committed, having gathered allies and the magical agent, E. The audience believes victory is inevitable. Climax imminent. The hero enters the final confrontation space. Victory, I, is functionally within reach. Path B, the reversal. The villain or a critical plot device executes a sudden, devastating move that triggers one of the three functional failures: I negative, E loss, or C negative. This is the all is lost moment. Structural shock. The hero is completely dismantled. The plan is ruined. The magical agent is destroyed. The hero is now in a state of lack A prime, a new, more desperate lack created by the reversal. Function R, recovery new move. Stripped bare, the hero must use the one thing they cannot lose: their character, forged during the earlier donor sequence and defined by the resolution of a micro-lack. This recovery is a sudden internal shift that initiates the final successful push toward victory I. If this reversal happens too early, it feels like a mere obstacle. If it happens too late, there is no time for the recovery. Its power is derived from the audience's belief in the imminent success, followed by the shock of absolute collapse. Functional justification, exploiting the donor flaw. A poorly engineered reversal feels like author manipulation, a deus ex machina in reverse. A structurally justified reversal exploits a flaw or an unresolved tension established in the first act. Example 1, the test of humility. If the hero passed the donor test, TH, by correctly choosing virtue, D positive, but still exhibited minor arrogance, the all is lost moment might be an E loss where the magical agent is stolen because the hero carelessly boasted about its power. The arrogance, though minor, was the structural vulnerability that Path B exploited. Example 2, the test of sacrifice. If the hero only partially paid the cost in the donor sequence, say, they were supposed to leave a family token behind, but they hid it instead, the pre-climax crisis should involve the token being found by the villain and used as a weakness to trigger an I negative, failure of victory. The hero's past unwillingness to fully sacrifice becomes the structural reason for the current failure. The all is lost moment is where the narrative's moral architecture comes home to roost. The hero fails because their past choices, the minor imperfections in their Path A successes, created the vulnerability that Path B requires. Comprehension exercise B. Mapping a donor-linked reversal. Scenario. The hero's primary donor test, TH, involved a choice between two powerful magical agents, E, one for speed, Path A, and one for durability, Path B. The hero, focused entirely on the urgency of the quest, chose speed, Path A, making a functionally efficient but incomplete choice. Challenge? Map the sequence that leads to the all is lost moment, using this incomplete choice as the functional cause of the reversal. Structural vulnerability. How does the hero's choice of the speed agent make them vulnerable during the final struggle, H? Path B action, I negative. Describe the villain's action that specifically exploits the lack of durability and results in a functional failure of victory. Function R, recovery new move. How does the hero, now stripped of the fast failed agent, use the thematic lesson of the original choice, the need for durability patience, to achieve the final unexpected victory I? Part 4, the reversal's payoff, validation and transfiguration. The purpose of the reversal is not merely to create drama, it is to functionally justify the hero's final reward and status, the transfiguration, function T, and the new equilibrium, function W. The proof of resilience. If the hero achieves victory solely via Path A, linear success, the triumph proves they were powerful enough. If the hero achieves victory only after enduring a catastrophic Path B reversal, the triumph proves something far more profound: resilience, commitment, and internal change. The reversal proves that the hero's success is not dependent on external agents. When the magical agent, E, is lost or destroyed in the all is lost moment, the hero is forced to rely on the qualities they were tested for, not the qualities they were given. This functional stripping down is what makes the final victory I feel authentic. The audience recognizes that the hero has gone from relying on the external structure, function E, to relying on the internal, reformed self, function R. The functional cost of failure. The reversal also introduces the functional cost of the failure, which heightens the value of the eventual triumph. Cost of I negative. The failure of the first attack cost the hero the life of a trusted ally, or the loss of their physical strength. The eventual victory is now bittersweet and highly valued. Cost of loss. The loss of the agent forces the hero to invent a crude, temporary replacement that is much weaker. The hero must compensate for this weakness through sheer wit and will. By making failure functionally expensive, you ensure the audience emotionally registers the price of the hero's journey. This functional cost is necessary to authenticate the final transfiguration, T. The hero must be symbolically scarred by the reversal to truly earn their new status as the savior. The new robes of function T are now worn over deep functional wounds sustained during the required reversal. Controlling the final pacing. Finally, the reversal allows you to execute one last powerful shift in chronography. Path A, forward momentum. The pacing is quick leading up to the final confrontation. Path B, the crisis. The pacing slows dramatically, detailing the shock, despair, and functional breakdown of the plan. This is the structural low point. Function R, the recovery. The pacing suddenly accelerates as the hero finds their internal focus. This final surge is the fastest section of the entire story, because the hero is now fighting with nothing but pure, unburdened intent. The functional actions are swift and decisive because the psychological clutter has been removed by the reversal. This acceleration from the structural depths to the absolute peak creates an unmatched final rush, ensuring the story ends not on a gentle resolution, but a functional explosion of earned victory. The deliberate use of Path B is what separates competent storytellers from master narrative engineers. It is your most potent tool for controlling pace, maximizing tension, and functionally proving your hero's worth. You must learn to love failure, for it is the only true proof of resilience.